Hello! Today we were supposed to be getting the area ready where we're going to move the bees over the winter.
It's not happening.
So don't spoil things. If you remember from last week, we were preparing that new area for the chickens to give them some grass and things like that and all the bugs. And as you can see, the chickens aren't in there today. The chickens are actually not doing much.
They won't even come out.
They're inside the coop in the warm. The bees, well, they're just tucking into the fondant and watching old Jeremy Kyle videos on telly. Even Sherlock's not up to much. He's just stood braving the cold, watching the snow showers go by and
very grumpy,
eating chicks. So we can't do what we wanted to do because, well, a few reasons. One,
it's winter.
It's winter. As you probably can notice, it's been snowing. And although we've only had about 3 or 4 inches, it's covered the ground that we needed to work on. What we needed to do was rake a lot of the soil over the area where we're putting the bees.
Yeah.
But we've got to watch for an old wall. And so we can't see that wall because of the snow.
Yeah.
And then we would have had to put gravel on top of that, some weed suppressing membrane, and then gravel on top of that, and then some pallets. And because we can't see anything...
We're not doing it.
We're not doing it. So that's it, really, I think.
It's a snow day.
It's a snow day, isn't it? So if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up.
Are we done already?
And if you hit the notification bell, YouTube will let you know every time we release a new video. See you next week. Bye. Well, what are we going to do?
I don't know.
We'll have to have a snow day, won't we?
We will.
Right, come on, we're going inside and we'll have a snow day. According to the weather forecast, this snow's going to keep falling for at least another couple of days. So after making sure all the animals are fed, watered and as dry and warm as we can make them, we are heading back indoors. We will get back to the bees and the chickens as soon as it stops snowing and it's all melted.
In June
next year, 2027. But we put a social media post out and it was really popular on Instagram, wasn't it?
It was.
380,000 views, I think, on Instagram.
Is that how many it had?
And it was about not an anniversary as such, but we've been living here in the Highlands for 4 years this month.
Yes.
But it's also 33 years this month.
Since we met.
Well, not that we met, because we met earlier that year, but it was the first time that we kind of, you know what I mean? What? Well, I'm not allowed to say the words, am I?
No, you're not.
Or repeat the kind of vocalization. But so I mean, don't say happy anniversary because it's not really an anniversary.
No, it's not.
It's just 33 years since we first. And we got a lot of questions, especially from younger gay people.
Yes.
Talking about how long we've lasted as a relationship, because long-term gay relationships are not, I wouldn't say not common. I think they're not kind of thought of and spoken about as much as straight couple.
They're more common now than they were when we were young.
Yeah, but when we were young, we never really knew gay couples that had relationships that lasted so long.
No.
It was a bit of a different world. And we were getting a lot of questions from people about what's happened over the last 33 years and how we met and how the relationships evolved and how, I'm going to say why we're still together.
We can't answer that question.
Contract. We signed a contract. How we're still together 33 years later. So what we've done is we've taken a dozen or so of what we think are the most commonly asked and most interesting questions from people that might help younger gay couples, and we thought we'd answer them for you. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun because Sean's not seen the questions yet. So print them all out. Look.
It's got them on a piece of paper.
First one then is Andy on YouTube, and he says, how did you meet? When did you realise it was the real thing? And who said, I love you first?
All right.
I'd just come out of a relationship with another lad. It had only been about 9 months, I think.
Yes, you did.
And I'd started going out with another lad whose name started with the same letter. And that's as far as we go. We don't want to embarrass anybody.
No, we're not going to name names.
And I've been seeing him for a couple of weeks, mostly just meeting him for drinks. But there was a bit of, but not too much as I remember, because I think it just been. Am I allowed to say?
Yeah, but it was okay.
So we had to be careful. It was just feathers and things like that, wasn't it? So anyway, one day we were walking through the middle of Leeds, outside McDonald's on Briggate,
Yes.
if you really want to know. And somebody came towards us and said to the lad I was with, "Who's this?" pointing at me.
Because I was seeing him at the time. I'd been with him 2 years.
I had no idea.
He had no idea.
But a light bulb came on and I was out there like a shot. You know, like the Ned Flanders power walk. I was away. I was back on the bus home within like 2 minutes.
He was gone. He was shaking.
So you finished with him.
I finished with him.
And then he started following me around Leeds, because we used to go
Stalking.
in the gay clubs in Leeds.
We used to frequent the same pubs, didn't we?
And I thought he was going to knack me because of what had happened. No, I did.
I know you did.
I thought he was going to glass me or something like that.
But the thing is, I knew you didn't know.
Yeah, but I didn't know that you knew that I didn't know. So because I was upset that, do you know what I mean? I not caused it, because the lad had caused it by
It was him that caused it, yeah.
But I didn't know. So, I mean, this carried on for a while, didn't it? And then eventually he came up to me and bought me a drink.
I did.
And I thought he was going to watch me drink the drink and then shove the glass in my face. He didn't.
And we just became friends, didn't we?
And we became friends, and we ended up singing Copacabana with tambourines.
We did, on the stage.
And then, didn't you write me a letter?
I did. I wrote you a letter after we'd been seeing each other for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, basically saying that I'd fallen for you. And that was it. And that was the start of it.
And then I moved to the Sudan. No, that didn't happen, did it? That didn't happen. And then we got together.
Yes.
So that's how we got together.
Yeah.
When did we realise it was the real thing?
I realised it was the real thing pretty quick, didn't I? And it was at the point where I'd written you that letter. I was way in love.
I remember it. My feelings were a bit slower.
Yes,
because
they were.
The way I'd broken up with the lad who I was with before broke up with me.
Yes.
And that shook me up a little bit, because it was my first kind of proper relationship. And it shook me up. And I remember saying to you that I wanted time, that I didn't want to rush it.
Yes.
And if I do it, if we started together, I wanted it to be properly. I didn't want to be.
Yeah, I remember
all
that.
these mixed feelings.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember you thinking that I was just putting.
I was feeling a bit rejected, wasn't I?
Yeah, and it wasn't that.
And it wasn't like that.
And as through life, that's what I'm like, innit? I won't do anything unless I'm sure about it.
That's right. Yes.
So I think for me, it was more of a gradual realization. I think for Sean, it was a little bit quicker.
Yes.
You wore me down, basically. I mean, that in a nutshell, innit? You just...
It's amazing what you can do with gaffer tape.
And still do to this day, actually. Yeah. The final bit was, who said I love you first?
I think that was me.
Was it?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was him. I think he grunted it at an inappropriate moment. Was that the inspiration for my books? That's what Aidan does in the book, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's kind of a very seminal moment.
Seminal.
I love you. There you go. I think I said it. I think I kind of said it at the same time, though, didn't I?
Yeah, you did say it
But I
back.
probably said it back. Next one then. Lisa from Facebook said, "How did you cope as a young gay couple in a world that was far less accepting than it is now?"
Ooh,
that's a good question.
It is a good question.
And it's a question that quite a few people asked. But I might be wrong, because 33 years is a long time ago. I don't remember this less accepting world.
No, I don't.
Being that much of a problem back then in the kind of mid-90s.
No, I don't even remember it being a less accepting world when I first came out in the early 80s.
Well, you were kicked out of the Navy.
I was kicked out of the Navy.
That's pretty unaccepting.
But that's pretty unaccepting. But apart from that, never ever hid who I was.
No, and as a couple, because that was the question, as a young gay couple, how did we find it in a world that was less accepting? I don't think it was less accepting. I think there are probably clues when you look back. We only used to go in the gay clubs, and a lot of the gay community only ever went into gay clubs. So the straight, I think nowadays you still have gay clubs, but I think it's a broader thing, isn't it? And a lot of gay people go in straight clubs, and a lot of straight people go into gay clubs.
That's right. Oh, yes.
And the gay clubs have evolved. It's like cabaret bars and theme bars. There's all sorts. So I think that's better now than it was then. I think back then we did it was segregate as a community. I think the gay community was a little bit more segregated. I mean, we had bars like the New Penny. There was the bridge, there
Rock Shots.
Rock Shots, the Red Lion, Bananas, there was Primo's, there was the Hollywood Bar.
Yeah.
And most of them were concentrated within a specific area, down the Calls, really, wasn't it?
Around the Calls in Leeds, yeah.
Yeah, I think we probably segregated, but not for fear of acceptance. I don't think it was anything like that.
No, it was never like that. No, it was just that's how it was.
I think the only other things I probably remember are, we used to book hotels, so we'd go to Scarborough, and the bed and breakfast owner would give us a twin room because they didn't like two men sleeping together. But there was nothing kind of set. It wasn't anything nasty, was it? It was just, I think it was the mid-90s when we moved into our second house. We tried to get life insurance.
Oh, God, yes.
We had a mortgage, and the life insurance company refused to insure us because we said we were gay unless we had an HIV test.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very inappropriate, because we were a couple who weren't sleeping around.
I don't think they do that now.
They better not do that now.
No.
It feels like a job interview.
It is a job interview.
Right, next one came from Edwin on Patreon.
Oh, right.
He says, when you first met, did you know any other older gay couples to look up to or learn from?
No. I think when we were young and the bars we used, there was a bar, the Red Lion, where the older gays went and the younger gays went in the other bars.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I forgot all about that. That's why we never really went in the old Red Lion.
That's right, yeah.
I do remember a couple who used to go in the New Penny, and they used to sit around the back near the cigarette machine.
Oh, yes.
The bar. And and I remember them because one was called Colin, same as me. So there was Colin and his partner David, and they were the very typical clone types, with the moustache and the leather hats. And
I remember them.
Very stereotypical. But I remember talking to them, and they'd been together 25 years. That's back then when we first met. And I remember even at that time thinking, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Not the leather hat and the moustache. Not really been into that scene, to be honest, although nothing against people who like that sort of thing. Before I met you, I would go out 7 nights a week just in hope. And I remember being sat on the bus thinking, I hope tonight's the night. I hope I meet the person that I'm going to... Yeah. That sounds very cliche and soft, but I remember thinking that, and that's all I ever wanted. And that's what I got.
And boy, did he get it.
And boy, did I... I nearly said regret then. Right, next one then. So from YouTube, Peter said, were either of your parents supportive in those early days, or did that take time?
Ooh.
I think there's two stories here.
Yeah, there is.
I think there's the story of being accepted when we came out, and then there's the story of being accepted as a couple by our parents.
Yeah.
So I think the earlier one is probably yours.
Yeah.
Your mum, that's funny.
Yeah, when I first came out...
His sister told this story at the wedding.
Yeah. I told my parents by letter, because I was in Portsmouth at the time, and obviously I'm from Yorkshire, but I was in Portsmouth in the Navy, and told them they were accepting. But my mum went to the doctors to get the ins and outs of it all, because it worried her.
Not the ins and outs.
Yeah. And the doctor explained everything, saying that you don't choose to be this way, it just happens. And she was okay after that. That's the short version.
Your dad had a bit of...
My dad didn't speak to me really for about 6 months. Not that he didn't speak to me, he didn't know what to say to me.
Yeah, it wasn't any kind of negativity or,
no, it wasn't.
Distance, was it?
He just struggled with it.
But your dad was always like that anyway.
Yes, he was. But after that, we became such best friends.
Yeah.
And I once asked him, I says, would you prefer it if I wasn't gay? And he said, no, because you wouldn't be you.
Oh.
Yeah, he said that.
Bless him. Don't you be upsetting yourself about your dad. Shall I spoil it now?
Go on, spoil it.
Shall I spoil the moment? So my experience was very, very different. So my dad, I didn't tell my dad I was gay. My stepmom did that for me, which I didn't think was very nice. So she told him I was gay one night while he was drunk, and he came home and stormed into my bedroom, woke me up and told me it was all a phase, not to be stupid. And I think a few days later, he brought home a poster of Samantha Fox. to put on my bedroom, to convert me. Even though, thinking back, Samantha Fox is actually a lesbian, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
I don't know where he was going with that one. That didn't work out very well for him, did it? I didn't feel any kind of reassurance or love or acceptance from my dad's point of view. My mum wasn't living with us at the time they'd divorced, so I was living with my dad at the time. And so, yeah, he wasn't accepting about my sexuality at all, really. I think at best, he tolerated me. At best, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I think if you were to put the most positive spin on it, he tolerated me. I was never allowed to have boyfriends at the house, really. I did take my first boyfriend there a couple of times, and it was very much not welcome. And then I think we visited him, which is probably the last time I ever saw him, which was about 25 years ago. And even then, we weren't allowed to sleep in the same bed. There was a room with a double bed, but we weren't allowed to sleep in there. We had to sleep in separate beds. So, and we'd been together, about, 8 years by this point?
Yeah, we had, yeah.
So it's not like we were just a couple. So, yeah, not a very good experience there. My mother, don't really want to talk about that relationship, to be honest. It's very, 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 very toxic. Yeah, on my side, not as good. On Sean's side, yeah.
Amazing. They accepted Colin as a son.
Let's all be like Sean's family, please. If you're watching this and you got a gay son or a gay daughter, just be like Sean's parents, because I tell you, it makes such a difference.
My sister treats him as a brother, and my parents treated him as their son.
Cruz, what a cool name.
Cool name.
Cruz.
From Facebook.
Cruz from Facebook says, when you face big decisions like selling everything to live on Silver Fox or moving to the Highlands, how do you navigate disagreements?
We've always said, if one person doesn't want to do it, we don't do it.
Yeah. I think when it comes to the big decisions,
yeah.
Well, the two you mentioned were selling the house to live on Silver Fox and then moving to the Highlands.
If one person didn't want to do it, it wouldn't have happened.
So selling the house to live on Silver Fox was a weird one, because we'd done it before. We'd lived on a narrowboat before.
And it failed.
So in 2004, just after Sean's mum died, we went travelling around the world, and then we decided to buy our first narrowboat called the Great Escape. And it didn't work. Quite a few reasons. We've gone into this on other vlogs. It was we bought it at the wrong time of year. It launched at the end of October, and then we had to bring it from Droitwich all the way up to Yorkshire in 2 weeks before the stoppages started in November.
Yeah, that's right, we did.
And we had a lot of
serious snagging,
to the point where the builders came out and they were ripping floors up. I mean, it all stemmed from a tiny little leak in a water tank. It wasn't that serious, but the damage it caused was quite serious.
Yeah.
And the combination of not having any internet, because there was no mobile internet back in 2004.
No, there weren't.
So there was no Facebook and YouTube or anything like that. So we were on this boat that was literally sinking.
Twiddling his thumbs.
Sinking, with no money, twiddling his thumbs, and my mental health, none of it was diagnosed at the time.
That's right.
And we lasted about 3 months, if that.
We did, yes. We didn't prepare very well.
So when it came to buying Silver Fox, we already had this negative kind of cloud above us from what had happened before. And I wouldn't say there was a disagreement in making that choice, because you actually started. Yeah. Because we used to walk up and down the towpath at Stanley Ferry, which is where, ironically, the old boat ended up before we moved off it.
Yeah.
And we used to just love that escape from work. And Sean at the time was like, oh, we can't afford it. Don't even think about it, because we can't afford it. Which is his first reaction to any life-changing decision that we have. We can't afford it.
Can't afford it. When we bought our first house together, can't afford that.
But it worked out, and we bought Silver Fox.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't a case of disagreement. We worked together.
Yes.
And I don't think we ever disagree on anything like that, do we? Because
no, we don't.
If one of us comes up with an idea, we'll talk about it. And if one of us doesn't like it, sometimes forensically go into the detail, I will anyway, and decide whether it's right or wrong, and provide facts on why it's right or wrong. And generally we understand each other. And
I mean, it was like when we moved up here, we nearly didn't move into this house. It was nearly another house in Garth, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. But there was a main road, and Colin really wanted that house, didn't you? Because it was beautiful. And I kept saying, no, it will be too noisy. We will not be able to open the windows.
I think there's also a little bit of an element of things always work out.
Yeah.
I don't think you can say it's a right or wrong decision. I think you have to make decisions and you have to explore life. And sometimes it will be what you expect. Sometimes it might be better than you expect. Sometimes it won't be as good as you expect. It's like the first time we bought the boat, it wasn't as good as we expected. The second time we bought the boat, it was hugely better than we were ever expecting, because it started all this life for us. As for Scotland, again, there was no argument really, ever. We both wanted to do it, and we both agreed on this house as soon as we saw it, didn't we?
Before we walked in the house, actually, it was when we was driving up to it.
Ali, who's a YouTube member, thank you, says, did you ever think about having children or imagine yourself as parents?
There's a question. Because I came out in the 80s, it was sort of instilled in me that I would never have children. Even from being age 16, I would never have children. And then when it came to where that was possibly going to happen, I felt I might be too old and didn't want children.
I don't think we even started talking about it till we'd been together for maybe 10, 15 years.
That's right.
We'd been together quite a while. I mean, in all honesty, I'm the one that wanted kids, and Sean didn't. And I think this goes back, as much as you say about it being instilled in your head from an early age that you wouldn't or couldn't have kids.
Yeah.
I think there's always been this element of, because Sean doesn't want kids, full stop, he just doesn't want kids, I'm not going to argue or try and push that, because it doesn't matter how much I want kids. If Sean doesn't, it's not going to work.
That's right, it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. And even if we did have a kid, get a kid, inseminate whoever, you know what I mean? And you don't know, there's so many ways you can do it now.
Yeah, that's right.
Whichever way you did it, if a child was brought into this relationship, I would always have at the back of my mind, especially if things are going wrong or it gets stressful, Sean didn't want this.
It's like an answer in an earlier question. You both need to want to do it.
Yeah. So, sorry, long answer to a short question.
Yeah.
Yes, I would have loved kids. I would have liked a son. And I would have liked a son for two really important reasons to me. This is getting personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
One, because I would love to give my son the kind of
love that you didn't get.
There you go. That's the first reason. And the second reason is, I don't know, I'm going to leave all this to when you've gone. Mostly the first one, to be honest. Next one comes from Mozza. Asked on Facebook, what has surprised you the most about staying together for more than 3 decades?
I'm not surprised we stayed together.
I'm not surprised we stayed together. I think, if anything, I'm surprised how fast time's gone.
Yes.
I'm not surprised that we're together, but I'm surprised you sometimes, and if you're our age, you probably think the same thing. It's like, blimey, where did
life go?
Where did it go? It's like my late teens, I always remember struggling in my head. Do you know what I mean? Who I am and my identity and what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then in my 20s, I mean, obviously I was with you by then, but you still kind of struggle, don't you? You just, you don't have this.
When you're a kid, when we were kids, you didn't even imagine, really, the year 2000.
No.
And it's 2025 now.
Yeah, I remember when we used to talk about the millennium when we were at school. So like in the 1980s, and we were talking about the year 2000, which was like 18 odd years away. And I always pictured myself as an old man with a mustache wearing a suit. And it's like, in reality, I was 38. Wasn't I? Oh, 28 was that. In the year 2000. Yeah, I was 28 in the year 2000. So it's like I'm surprised that I don't look like I imagined I would look 33 years later. But I'm not surprised about anything else, really.
No.
Not that we stayed together anyway.
No.
Next one then, Damien asked on Patreon. He's a Patreon supporter. Hello. What are the biggest things that have changed in each of you over the years?
Ooh, the insecurities when you were younger.
Yeah.
Both of us.
And I think I was a lot more insecure.
Yeah, you were.
Than you. But I think that was a child thing. I think that was the environment I was brought up in that made me insecure.
Jealousy's gone.
Oh God, yeah. There's no jealousy anymore, is there?
No.
I mean, blimey, we just flaunting it in each other's faces, and we don't really get jealous, do we? Not like that. Grow up. Not like that. I don't have the Samantha Fox poster on my wall anymore. I think you understanding my mental health has changed our relationship.
Oh, a hell of a lot, yes.
Because you really seem to have...
I struggled with it at first, didn't I?
Well, we had no idea up until kind of 2013, 2014.
I just thought it were tantrums.
And even then, in that period, I think between me getting diagnosed and then moving on to the boat, and I think it's because we were just busy working.
I'd never really seen it.
Well, we were together. We'd gone from seeing each other for a couple of hours a day because we were working so hard to being with each other 24 hours a day. And I think that was an education for you.
Very.
And I think when we moved, more especially when we moved off the boat, you really started to invest in learning more about it.
Yes.
Because it got to the stage where Sean was showing me reels and things to say, this is you, all these ADHD reels, this is you do this, which is like, it's good because it's you learning about it.
Yeah,
and I think that's one of the biggest things that's changed over the 33 years, and it's a really good thing because again we have that deeper understanding.
Yes.
But I think one of the big changes in your life was when your mum died.
Very much.
Looking back, when you look at our life, that was like a pivotal moment where a lot of things changed.
Because she died young. She was the same age as I am now. It does change you. When you lose parents, it changes you.
And the relationship changed a bit. Not necessarily in a good way. Our roughest years of the 33 years were 2005, 2006, 2007.
Really?
After your mum died, that we started travelling, which led us to the Maldives.
Yes.
And then back to that horrible flat.
Oh God, that were awful.
And then we had, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we had some humongous rows in that town.
Yes, we did.
Because of things that happened.
Due
to a misunderstanding.
Yes.
Because we weren't talking. And that's what I mean. That was quite a rough, I think of the 33 years, that was the roughest.
Yeah. But we got through it.
And we did get through it. But yeah, that's a lot of changes. Next one's from Yasmin. Cool name. Didn't she sing The Only Way's Up?
No.
Oh no, that was
Yaz.
Yaz and the Plastic Population.
It was.
How did you manage being a couple while doing work that put your relationship in the public eye?
Ooh.
Now, it actually says pubic eye, but I've changed that because I don't want to embarrass a misspelling. It actually, I think it came by accident, didn't it?
Yes.
Anybody that's met us will know that whether we're here in front of the camera talking to you or on a YouTube live chat
or in person
we're
pretty secure with each other.
We are who we are. We're no different. And so I don't think it was a case of managing to be a couple, because I think we are who we are.
Yeah.
Being in the public eye, I mean, come on, let's be realistic, with Z-list YouTubers with half the audience we had 4 years ago. But even back then, when we were quite popular on the canals, it wasn't a bad thing. It never damaged our relationship or put a strain on the relationship.
Absolutely not.
In any way.
No.
Quite the opposite, to be honest. I think it probably brought us closer together.
Because we worked together.
Or living on a boat brought us closer together.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, we used to get people shouting, screaming, Foxes afloat! Otis! All the time.
Yeah.
100 times a day sometimes. But it never caused an issue with the relationship. It was fun, it was brilliant. And it still happens now. Not 100 times a day, maybe once or twice a week.
Yeah.
But it still happens, and it still makes us smile.
Even up here in the North Pole, we get recognised.
Walking around B&Q in Inverness once, and somebody shouted, "Foxes afloat!" Even in the supermarket.
Across the store.
It's not even a supermarket. It's like a little mini market in the village near where we live, which is like so far north. And even then, every now and then.
Yeah, we get recognised.
But no, it's not affected us in a negative way at all.
No.
Right then, Sasha asked on Facebook, how did your amazing wedding in 2024 compare with what being a couple meant back in 1992?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Back in 1992, you couldn't get married.
No, it wasn't an option, so we would never think about it.
No, that's right.
Being a couple back then, I never thought about what was going on as us as a couple, because I think we were just enjoying life.
Yeah, we never foresaw getting married at that time, did we?
We were just out having fun. We were literally working 5-6 days a week and then going out every single night, 7 nights a week and Sunday afternoons. So we weren't thinking about anything. We were just enjoying life and having fun.
We were, yes.
And then when civil partnerships became legal, I think at the back end of 2005.
We still didn't do that straight away.
No, it was the June after. It was June, and we did it on the date that we moved in together, which is our anniversary.
Yes.
And we got the civil partnership on the same day in June in 2006. I don't remember much of that. There was no big celebration.
It was just me, you, my dad, and your mum, and that were it.
Pontefract Registry Office.
It's very bland.
And I think there's just one photo.
Yeah.
And it's as you can see, it's not a very wedding-y photo, is it? But I think we did it on principle that we could do it. It was a big thing at the time that we could be official like that. And I think for a lot of gay people, it was very important. When they brought in the conversion to marriage, which was about 10 years later, wasn't it?
It was the same again.
And so 2015, 2016, we converted it to a wedding, and we got a wedding, a marriage certificate, excuse me, not a wedding certificate.
There was no celebration.
No, and I think that's the difference. So in 2024, the wedding up at Ardross Castle, that was the celebration. Something that's stood within us for so long, and it was like the world had finally caught up with us.
Yes.
It wiped us life savings out, and it really did, and the credit cards for like a whole year.
Oh, God.
But it was worth it, and I would do it again.
Best day of our lives.
But we never had the savings, we never had the friends that we've only met, a lot of them since Foxes Afloat. Nearly done. Hugh on YouTube, he asked, what's your real secret? Like we've got a fake one.
Oh, we've got a fake one.
What's your real secret for staying together so long? I like this question because we get asked this question a heck of a lot. Whenever anybody asks me this question, and I said this at the wedding in my wedding speech, I always quote a line from Midnight Train to Georgia.
He does.
Where she says, I'd rather live in his world than live without him in mine. And it's about acceptance. If you watch my wedding video, I rant on about this for about 3/4 of an hour, don't I? Accept each other's faults, because it's better to live in a world where I've got Sean and all his faults, his snoring and his skin tags and his smelling feet and his hobbit legs and stuff like that. It's better to live in that world than not have him at all.
Such a swine.
We don't try and change each other. We just accept
for who you are,
the faults.
Yes.
I think if you can't love somebody for who they are,
then you shouldn't be together
in their entirety.
Yes.
Then that's absolutely right. It's not going to
be
work
together.
It's not going to work. And sometimes it's easier to understand that. You realise how many divorces we're about to cause.
I know.
For us, it works, and we don't try and change each other. Don't try and win. Do you know what I mean? It's not a battle. I mean, we do have battles on who got the least amount of sleep, don't we?
I think every couple does that. It's the first one. It's the first one to say, "I didn't sleep well."
Oh, I saw it. I woke up at 1:30 and I couldn't get back off then. Things change, and love changes, and relationships change.
Yes.
As you develop, as you age, as you mature.
Yes.
And I think just go with it. Last one then. YouTube members, thank you, Lee and Aidan. I wonder if it's Aidan from my book.
Probably not.
What advice would you give to young gay couples who are just starting out?
Ooh.
I'm guessing you're a young gay couple, Lee and Aidan. Might not be. I think Lee should change his name to Connor. And you would be in my book, wouldn't you? If it was back in our day, I would say get off the gay scene.
Get off the gay scene, because it was toxic.
I don't know what it's like now, but back in our day, it could be quite toxic.
We haven't been on the gay scene for 28 years.
I can't remember the last time we were in a gay pub.
28, 30 years.
I do remember the floors were sticky and relationships didn't last very long.
That's
Whether
right.
There's a link there, I don't know.
Yeah. Everybody was after each other, weren't they?
Yeah. I see a lot about the kind of LGBTQI plus community, and we do get some criticism for not talking more about that. And I think the reason is it's very good if you feel more comfortable as part of that community.
Yeah.
I don't feel that we fit into a box to be labelled. And that's why we don't go on about it and talk about it and put hashtag LGBT. That's why we don't do that and put rainbows on every post and things like that. You don't have to assume that you need to be within that community to feel safer or to have a more successful relationship. I think comparing yourself with any label is not good. You've just got to do your own thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Which ultimately is what we've done. Watch any of our vlogs over the last 8 years and we're just us. We don't try and copy other people or live other people's lives or emulate other people's relationships. We're just who we are.
We just do what we do.
I think you've got to talk about the hard stuff.
Yes.
Especially as a young gay couple, get it out the way. Not about setting boundaries, but be honest. I think you've really got to be honest with each other about everything. And don't expect perfection either from your other half or from yourself. Accept that there's going to be failures and mistakes.
Big rows.
You've got to learn to understand and forgive and get over these things. And if you can, stop and break up. I think if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. I knew that was going to come in there somewhere.
Back to the Future quote.
I just knew that. If you can survive the hard bits and be honest with each other and accept each other, I think that will make you stronger as a couple.
Yes.
And you've got every chance of being together for 33 years. It's hard work though, isn't it? Sometimes.
Oh, can you imagine going back on the gay scene now?
Oh my
God,
goodness.
no.
No, I'm sorry, sir. You're a little bit old to be in this establishment.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. That was a bit of a distraction. I think the snow might have melted. We've been talking for that long.
No.
So we hope you found it useful. A lot of people probably switched off after about 2 minutes when they realised we weren't doing any manual labour. But it's filled a bit of time up, I hope. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope you have. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. If you hit the notification bell, YouTube should let you know every time we release a new video, although people complain every week that they aren't.
Yeah, complain to them, not us.
Nothing to do with us. If you do want to help support us as a channel with the beads and the chickens and Sherlock and the goats and everything else that's coming, then you can join us on Patreon or become a YouTube member. All the details are down in the video description.
Or just buy something from the shop as well.
As a links, for buying honey and marmalade and my book and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's it for this one.
Are we done?
We'll see you next time. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.